Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The spoilers for Monday, October 14th's episode of Days of Our Lives indicate that Holly Jonas will demand clarification after running with Abigail DiMera in Paris. Holly seems to be listening in on a portion of Abigail's phone call with Mark Green, so she may be able to decipher some strange hints, but Abby will be able to talk her way out of danger. According to Day's teasers, Abigail will invite Holly to her wedding as soon as possible and recommend that Holly serve as the maid of honor because she doesn't have one. Soon enough, Holly will make up her mind and perhaps even assist Abigail in choosing her attire for the small ceremony. Chad DiMera will handle Steve Johnson's call in the interim and probably bring up the impending wedding. That will let Steve recognize that he must move quickly to uncover Abigail's deceit. Day's teasers indicate that Steve would eventually work with Kayla Johnson, which could lead her to find proof that Mark tampered with the findings of the DNA test. Kayla will try her hardest to call Chad, but he'll be too preoccupied with last-minute wedding preparations. Fans of DOL can anticipate that JJ Devereaux will officiate at the wedding in the near future. It appears that Chad will provide him updates and persuade him to attend immediately. Eric Brady and Brady Black will discuss all of the hit-and-run drama once again in Monday's episode of Days. Brady may remember a few things after Eric explains that he was truly on the passenger side. Fiona Cook attempted to place the blame for this on Brady by driving while intoxicated, running over Sarah Kyriakis, and even pushing him into the driver's seat. Xander Cook will be complaining to Maggie Kyriakis about Kristen DiMera's lack of cooperation as Brady and Eric are determining Fiona's guilt. Sarah was prepared to retract her comments as Kristen insisted, but EJ DiMera wouldn't allow it. In fact, if Sarah presses him on this, EJ has threatened to put her in jail for lying to herself. Maggie will be informed of all the newest developments by Xander, who will continue to be fervently seeking Dr. Wilhelm Rolf's treatment for paralysis. Unfortunately, Kristen doesn't act kindly, so, before she administers the serum, she demands Brady's release. Sarah is going to give Fiona a hard time at the Kyriakis mansion for being the genuine hit-and-run driver. Sarah intends to reveal Fiona's culpability, but Xander's mother will take a daring step to thwart her. In an attempt to give the impression that Sarah had a terrible fall, Fiona will begin wheeling Sarah in the direction of the staircase. But when Sarah puts more pressure on EJ later on in the week of October 14th to 18th, we know she will be all right. Additionally, we know that at the end of Monday's episode, Xander will return to the mansion, so he might see Fiona attempting to send Sarah flying and stop her. We'll share our predictions for all the chaos since spoilers for Days of Our Lives indicate that Fiona and Xander's relationship is set to take a serious turn for the worst. From Monday, October 14th, to Friday, October 18th, the most recent spoilers for Days of Our Lives are available. And boy, are things about to blow up! When the day of Abigail and Chad's wedding finally arrives, a unique guest assists them in exchanging vows. However, circumstances for the couple rapidly get worse. In the meantime, Chanel's marriage might suffer a great deal, Xander finds out the truth, and Sophia gains momentum in her pursuit of Tate. See below for all the information. Following her exposure to information she most surely wasn't supposed to hear, Holly has some inquiries for Abigail. Steve, in the meantime, is committed to exposing the deception that is the lady posing as his niece. But will the strategy he implements work? Maggie receives an update from Xander regarding Sarah's recovery. However, Fiona takes a step that might drastically alter everything as Sarah is starting to remember things. Nope. By saying, "I just won't do it," Brandon Barish avoids a easy and basic trap. Eric and Brady believe they could just be able to find the truth if they put their minds together. Spoilers for Tuesday, October 15th, on Days of Our Lives. Xander is prepared to confront his mother about what transpired with Sarah, so she may want to look for other housing. How bad will things go for Fiona, considering how irate Xander has been lately? Although they've had their share of difficult times over the years, Brady is aware that Eric is the reason he got his bacon this time. Has Johnny and Chanel's marriage been damaged by body and soul? After today's altercation, it might appear that way. Alex and Stephanie are committed to keeping their friendship pure. Or until he removes his shirt once more, at which point all bets may be off. Spoilers for Wednesday, October 16th, on Days of Our Lives. Chanel is curious as to why her spouse is acting the way he is. Despite their intention to prioritize their friendship, Stephanie and Alex realize they've made a grave error. Abigail is experiencing greater remorse than before regarding Chad. She will need to go past the entire conscience problem very quickly, as they are going to become husband and wife. Spoilers for Thursday, October 17th, on Days of Our Lives. Though we weren't exactly sure why, we knew that JJ and her portrayer Casey Moss would be returning to the city. As of right now, it is known that JJ will officiate Abigail and Chad's marriage. I wish you luck on that, man. Who else is going to be back in Salem in the next days and weeks? View our helpful guide to find out who is returning and when. We'll be eavesdropping on Fiona and Brady's long overdue discussion, you can be sure of it. Meanwhile, Sarah and Xander are hoping that EJ will make the correct decision because Brady's future is in jeopardy. Sophia is there to help Tate when she needs it. Spoilers for Friday, October 18th, on Days of Our Lives. The wedding is gone, but it seems like Abigail and Chad's reception will be where the real fun is to be had. And by fun, we mean enjoyable for us, as there will undoubtedly be deviations from the original plan. Maybe this is related to the fact that Holly and JJ got together to swap notes about the bride? We all support Sophia receiving some guidance. But is the infamous troublemaker Ava truly the right person to offer her support? Aaron, in the meantime, approves Tate's relationship with Sophia, for the most part. After Fiona, not Brady, was identified as the driver in the hit-and-run accident that left Sarah paralyzed, Eric started to piece the puzzle pieces together last week. Sarah eventually remembered seeing Fiona behind the wheel of the automobile that evening as well. As Xander is crying, Eric can be heard informing Brady that Fiona put him in charge of the car. "I am not a monster," Fiona exclaims in her voice. Afterwards, Fiona is seen wheeling Sarah away and announcing, "You are going to have a terrible accident." This sounds exactly like it might be from whatever happened to baby Jane. JJ reunites with Abigail in Paris. He adds he's so glad to have his sister back as they embrace. But the shame is etched all on her face. The game appears to be up, though, as Steve is certain that Abigail is not his niece. Last week, Clyde gave Mark the order to assassinate the DiMera, while Abigail encouraged Chad to be married in Paris. It appears that JJ and Holly will be there when Chad and Abigail tie the knot next week. Kayla tries to text Chad just before the ceremony starts to let him know that the woman is not Abigail, but he doesn't seem to catch the message. Will they accept it? Really, all we know is that Mark appears and points a gun at Chad. After Abigail flings herself in front of Chad, a gunshot can be heard as the clip comes to an end. Did Mark shoot his sister just now?